Yo, what is going on, guys? Just coming at you here from the hammock in the dock at the Florida Keys house. Just enjoying a little fun in the sun with the family. And figured I'd do another video from here because you guys liked the last one so much. You interacted a whole bunch with it. So here we are, right back on the dock again. And what we're going to do here in this video is we're going to talk about maybe a little bit of a midweek wrap up along with a start to September. And September is going to be an extremely important month, for the market. So September and October, but September, the start of September is going to be crucial. We're going to get CPI, PPI data in September for August. That comes out the week of the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. And those numbers are going to be important. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about levels on the SPY. We're going to talk about a couple individual stocks, Amazon and Tesla, and how I plan to proceed moving forward here, with all of that, with the technicals and the macro all together converged into one plan that would give me a possibly good trade idea going into the end of the year. But it's all relying on what? Inflation. Because, guys, inflation is still moving this market. I don't care what anybody else says. The fact of the matter is inflation is still moving this market. Why? Because inflation is going to be directly correlated to how aggressive the Fed is with their interest rate hikes. Today, we had a Fed come out and say that they're looking to possibly, they're supporting a federal funds rate of 4%. And that's what, this is a voting member. I forgot the lady's name, but 4%. That's what they talked about today. Today is August 31st. This video is going to be coming out September 1st. So they mentioned 4%, and the market didn't like that too much today. I mean, we're seeing a whole lot of weakness in the market overall, and that's one of the things that is leading us to wonder, how low will we go? Why? Well, what was it? A week ago, I said 395 would be a support zone. Well, we kind of sliced that today a little bit. We really got in there, tested it very thoroughly, those 395s. And I got to say, I didn't see a whole lot of support down there. I did not see a whole lot of support down there at all. And that's a key level. Not that I thought 395 would be the low of this pullback. I thought the low of this pullback would be 390, and that general low 390 area, call it 392, 390, 389, call it that level. But now I'm wondering, how low can we really go? Why? Well, I was thinking we'd get into the 395 area probably, when we hit that 200-day moving average up there, and that, what was it, the 430 area, I think it was, we started to pull back, right? And I said, all right, 400, 395 is going to be the next level. After that, 390. And I was thinking to myself, we'd get to this level within about 2 weeks. What? Just on Friday, we just had that massive sell-off. And then this week, Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday, continuation to the downside, ever so slightly for the most part, with the exception of maybe today where we had a little bit of a stronger move to the downside. And I'm thinking that we might even go a little bit lower. Why? Because we're not seeing a whole lot of strength. We're not seeing a whole lot of strength coming out of the market at all in these areas here in these 395s. So I'm left to believe that maybe we can go a little bit lower. I mean, can we get into the 385 zone? It's possible. It's possible. I think that's a little bit deeper pullback than most people would have wanted. But I mean, I'm not going to be mad about it. The cheaper I can get stuff, the better. Boat lifts don't come cheap. So I would love to be able to nab some stuff on the cheap side there if we can get into the 380s. Now, it's all going to be reliant on, inflation data. September 13th, that week, we got CPI and PPI data, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking this morning. And that's when we're going to know whether or not if inflation has probably peaked or not, right? Because we had June, the big sell-off, right? Then we had July, we had our June reading, and then we had August, we had our July reading, and sure enough, July was a pullback in that inflation aggression that we had, where inflation was just every month, bang, 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 higher and higher and higher. And then come July, we see inflation probably has peaked. Whoa, well, guys, before I forget, do me one quick favor. and that is, check out the links in the description and comment section. In the comment section, you're going to see some discount codes or discount links to the trading courses at the DTC. Make sure you check those out. So now what are we going to get? We're going to get August data. So now in September, we're going to get August data, and we're going to figure out whether or not inflation has peaked. If the inflation for August comes in underneath expectation and underneath what we saw in July, well then, more than likely, we're going to see the inflation has peaked, and maybe this market can kind of finally start to base out after this pullback. It's not to think that, oh, boom, inflation peaked, bang, another run straight away. Nah. Why? September, October are historically very poor months for the stock market overall. Performance isn't the best. If you look at it historically, September, October are notoriously the worst months of the year. Now, if in fact we do peak, and we see that July was lower, well, then that leaves us with, okay, now what is the Fed going to do here in September? Are they going to raise 50 basis points, or are they going to raise 75 basis points? That's going to be the next hurdle to look at, right? If they raise 50 basis points, it's still aggressive. That's no joke. That is still an aggressive rate hike. If they come in at 25, which I don't think they will, it's just too soon for that, then, well, you're going to get a market rally, or at least a nice push. I think they come in at 50, all right? And then in October, we'll get September's data. If that one shows lower again, then maybe at that point, we'll see them put in 50 again and say, guys, moving forward, we might do 25, because, they've been alluding to it ahead of time, which is something never done, never seen before. Maybe they'll allude to the fact that maybe they'll do 25s, and then maybe they'll take a pause sometime next year. If that happens, then I think we get a nice Santa Claus rally to end the year. And that's where I'm going to be looking to buy something, right? Well, apart from my long-term portfolio investments, I'm looking to do an active swing trade, but I'm on a big company, not some small cap crap. Okay, so what I'll be looking at, probably Amazon, Tesla, Apple. Some levels I'm eyeing on Amazon. I've already said it, the 120s, but the low 120s. We've tapped the high 120s already. I want to see this thing get into the low 120s and maybe start scooping up in there possibly. And then we have Tesla, that if Tesla gets underneath the 260 zone, I think we see the 230s fairly easily. That was the last more or less major support zone. So that's another one I'd be looking at for sure. And there you have it, guys. That's what I'm going to be thinking. And then, we close off the year with that Santa Claus rally SPY back at 430s, I want to say. I know some people have talked about it. Some long-term dudes on YouTube have talked about 450, some even 460. I don't know. I want to err on the side of caution there. I think we get back to 430, and if we can break through it, then yeah, maybe we probably get to 440s. I think 450 is pretty damn aggressive. I think it's possible. I think it's entirely possible. But, it's just going to depend on all these factors, and whether or not if the Fed decides to do what? Well, decides to go ahead and not increase rates as aggressively, and possibly even allude to the fact that maybe in 2023 we see some pauses on those rate hikes. So those are my thoughts here moving forward, guys. Now, if everything reverses and we don't get inflation peaking, well, then I'm going to throw all that out the window, and I'm going to be looking to still ride things short, ride puts, short bounces, versus going long on an active swing trade. And then I'll just obviously be waiting for, good levels to continue adding to my long-term portfolios. And my long-term portfolio adds, like I said, are ETFs, and then good companies, and then sure, some speculative names like SoFi and Palantir. But they make up a small amount of the overall portfolio. Okay, so those are my thoughts, guys. I'd love to know what you think. If you can leave your comments in the comment section, that'd be awesome. Smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we do have some specials going on. Check the description section and the comment section, specifically the comment section. You'll see some links to some specials there. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna keep enjoying the sun, and I'll catch you in another one.